So, good evening, everyone. I mean, good afternoon for me is good evening already. I think the earliest today is Oscar in Mexico. I think he's 3 hours back, and I'm 5 hours forward to Brazil. So let's say good afternoon for Oscar and good afternoon for you guys. What can I say about Oscar? It's been a while that we are not in touch. He doesn't even know that I have two children now. However, 20 years ago or longer, he really helped me in a difficult moment, let's say. I had just finished a relationship and I had to leave Canada where I was living. So I had a quick stop in Chicago, USA, where he was living with a nice, good friend of mine, his wife now, and they have a son. So I could just say that Oscar really helped me out at the moment. He gave me lots of time, attention. He is very kind. And now I would like to hear about you as well, Oscar. Please introduce yourself a little bit to us, and then we're going to start with some questions. I heard you had a presentation for us about Mexico, but it's up to you if you'd like to share that or just keep with the questions. You go ahead and decide yourself.
No, that would be fine only with the questions, actually. That would be easier, I guess.
Okay, so just tell us about your career. It's very interesting. You have lots of things going on at the moment. So just introduce yourself.
Okay, so basically my name is Oscar Arellano Luján. I'm from Mexico. I was born in Mexico City, but when I was 11 years old, we moved to another state right in the middle of the country that's called Guanajuato. And then when I was about, I don't know, it was in 96, I think I was like 26 when I moved to Chicago. I wanted to learn English, so I stayed there for 10 years actually. Yes, that's where I met Simone. And it was very nice having her there. And, we tried to enjoy the time with her. Actually, we didn't live at the time in Chicago, in the city. We lived in a suburb. Probably like a 20 minutes, no, I guess like a 40 minutes away from Chicago. So we took the time and we went to Chicago. We visited some places and we took the train, I remember. And it was very, very, very nice. So that's basically, my profession, I'm an industrial engineer. I don't do it anymore. I'm an English teacher right now at a university. Actually, I work at two universities. One that I go every day to class, and another online university. And I also, on the side, I'm a karate practitioner, so I practice karate, and I have two schools as well. And I also sell some merchandise, so I am pretty, pretty busy, as I was telling Simone. And actually, we had scheduled this meeting like I don't know, like a month ago or something, but I had like a tournament and they were scheduled, and then I had like a training that I couldn't miss, and then we're scheduled, and finally I'm here with you guys. And I am so happy to share my knowledge about Mexico, even though I am Mexican. When I did a presentation, actually I knew that I realized that I don't know that much about my country, and I'm pretty sure that happens to you too. So I don't know. I don't know. I am very open to your questions, whatever you want to know. I don't know. As long as my knowledge bridge, I can answer those questions for you.
Tough
Okay,
question. Tough question. Are you married and do you have kids?
Yes, I am married. I've been married for actually we lived together for about, I don't know. We started living together in 2002, right in the World Cup. I remember the Korean World Cup. That's when my wife arrived to Chicago to live with me, and then we stayed there, and we came back in 2007. Yes, and I have a now it's a teenager. He's 15 years old, and so that's it. Yeah.
Your wife also is a Mexican
My wife,
citizen.
yes. My wife is Mexican, yes.
Mhm.
I met her here in Mexico when I was in university, and she was in high school, then she was in university. We dated for 3 years, and we divided, we went our own ways, and then we finally came together. That's destiny. That's fate.
Yeah, it's fake.
Yes.
She is from Mexico City too, or the other state, the Mexico?
No, she's from Guanajuato, the place that
Ah,
we live right now at. And that's a beautiful state. If you wanna come one day, my
Let
house is your
let's
house.
start your place. Let's start sharing your place now.
Oh, okay, yeah, why not?
Okay, let's start.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to
Oscar, what do you recommend to do in Mexico to someone that don't know the country, the city, you know? And I've been in Mexico. I'm very curious about. And what do you
Oh my God,
recommend
that's a
to
very
do?
difficult question
yes.
because I mean,
I imagine
Brazil.
there's a lot of things to do and to know, but
Yeah, I don't know if you can hold them up right there. They also can you
Yes.
make
you.
it a little bit smaller to?
We can start sharing your city so Marcela can see and maybe
I
she go there.
Ah,
She
she
goes there.
goes to Guadalajara.
What is the name? What is the name?
actually
What is the name also?
that's one. Okay, the state is Guanajuato and the city is Irapuato. But if you Google Irapuato, actually,
I don't know
that's
how to
gonna
I don't know how to
that's
write. Please help me.
oh okay. I
Uh,
R A
oh,
right there, Irapuato, Guanajuato, Mexico. And don't be scared because according to Google, it is one of the most dangerous cities in the
Oh,
world. I
really?
think it's the second one or third one. Yes, I mean, if you give me the choice to work in my city and to work in Chicago downtown, obviously I will feel more threatened in Chicago. Right here, I'm like a fish in the water. I mean, it seems to be dangerous, but it's only dangerous if you are, in bad things like carteles and that stuff. Yeah, but that's a shame for us to be to be one of the most dangerous cities
Uh,
in the world.
how many
Yes,
people? How many people living here in the city?
I think it's around 600,000, 500,000, probably.
Oh, it's not
Yes,
so.
right there is
It's a beautiful
downtown, as you can
city,
see. Yes, it is.
guys.
It is pretty nice,
Yeah,
actually.
there's this.
I know Jalisco, I know Guadalajara because my dad and my old sister studied there in Universidad Autónoma de Guadalajara.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's called Los Tecos.
It's tradition for my family, but I only know.
Yeah.
Because but it's very amazing Mexico. For me it's amazing, guys. The people is great, the food is amazing. I know. I want to know Guanajuato. Is very cool.
Yeah.
oh, Maria Jose, I already wanted to know more about Mexico, but right now with your, as you're saying, a lot
Enthusiasmic.
of to think about, maybe
Yeah.
I will accelerate my, my trip, something like that, because
Mexico is great. My family love Mexico. I grew up into music Venezuelan and music Mexican. Oh my God, my mother is a little miss crazy about uh, Juan Gabriel is the most popular musician in Mexico. In most, oh my God, in my dad and my mother in this Friday night is close to the very very friends, and she Paris, but the music is immediately is Venezuela music and Dominicana music, but only. Yes, it's así. Always take the moment on the Mexican music and mariachis.
oh, very good, Maria. Very
Maria,
good.
what
Yeah.
is that? Mariachis?
Mariachis, yes. And actually, I have like this like a little story. I remember being in Chicago, and there was the opening of a Spanish restaurant. So we got invited. I don't know why, but it's a very nice restaurant, like a 3 floors, like 2 stories restaurant or something. And I remember a lot of Venezuelan people there. and they started like singing like this Venezuelan music, and then we started singing like mariachi, and they switched from Venezuelan music to the mariachi music. And then my wife, I don't know where she was, and then I was, like holding these Venezuelan girls and everything, and my friends were so worried because my wife was about to arrive, and they thought that she was very jealous, which she isn't, so everything was fine. So it was kind of funny. Yes, and coming back to your question, Marcela, there are many things to do. And then also just shared my city. That's right there in the middle of the country. And because we are there, we are very close from many places. Like Guadalajara, Maria, it's like 2 hours and a half from Guanajuato, where I come from. And Mexico City is like 4 hours away. Querétaro, which is another nice city, it's like I don't know, like an hour away. And then you can go to the north. You can go to Zacatecas, Aguascalientes, and that's very close from there. And Guadalajara is a beautiful
Yes.
city. I don't know Montevideo, Uruguay, but I have a friend from Montevideo, and he told me that Guadalajara is very similar to Montevideo, and that's where the mariachis are from. So if you go there, if you go to a restaurant, you will be eating, listening to mariachi music, enjoying the nice margaritas, tequilas, and everything. Yes, right there. That's Guadalajara. That's it's kind of like
Yes, it's
modern.
amazing. For me,
Yeah.
it's amazing city.
Yeah, some very old cultural colonial places, and then on the other hand, some modern places. And yes, that's nice. What can I tell you? Very similar to Brazil, I guess, or to Venezuela used to be. Like you will see so many poor people, but then you will see like so many rich people too. Yes,
Yes,
like any
yes,
country of Latin America, I guess.
yes. It's
Yeah,
true.
that's el Zócalo de la Ciudad de México, right there. That's Mexico City. Yes, I think that should be Santa Fe. That's a very new part of Mexico. Never been there. Actually, no, that's Reforma. Where the place where you see the flag, that's the Castillo de Chapultepec. That's the Chapultepec Castle. It is in the
Ah,
medium of the forest. No, not a forest, like a country. It's like a, let's say, like a to New York. It's like a Central Park or something like that. Yeah, that's
oh,
beautiful. Right there, that's the Ángel de la Independencia, and that's Avenida Reforma. Yes, that's very nice actually.
Hello,
I wanna
Felipe.
know. I a Catholic person, and I wanna know the Cathedral de Guadalupe in Mexico City. My old sister know. He always tell me, no, it's beautiful. It's amazing. In
Oh,
what?
okay. I don't know that's what you're talking about because one is the cathedral and the other one is the basilica. The one that looks a little
Basilica,
bit,
é a
yes,
Basilica de Guadalupe. It's amazing place. It's big. It's very big. My sister
yeah,
told me it's very big.
it's
Look at my
super
t-shirt.
big.
My t-shirt.
Yeah,
Ah,
Wow,
that's your
beautiful.
t-shirt with
You're a little
100%
character.
Mexican today.
oh.
Oh, thank you. And actually, I was gonna wear a Brazilian t-shirt, but I couldn't find it. Sorry, guys. That's good.
How far is your city from Mexico City, Oscar?
It's like I would say it's about 350 kilometers, but now with the traffic, I mean, if you talk about time, maybe like 5 6 hours because of the traffic. Yes,
Mhm.
but
It's
once that you arrive to Mexico City, you would take like an hour and a half. So like let's say from my city to Mexico City, it is like 4.5 hours right now. Yes,
I
that,
know que because it's Minas, São Paulo. For us in Brazil, is 5 other.
oh, like 5 hours from where you live.
I is close. Is I
Which city are you
I
living
have
now, Maria? Which city?
São Paulo.
Oh, in capital.
Now is
Okay.
capital. Capital is Brasilia.
No, capital capital of my state because I live also in São Paulo state. Yeah,
Okay.
the capital of the state of São Paulo.
It's clear that she's not a Paulistana. Oscar,
Yeah.
tell us, it seems like you are really in the center of your country of Mexico. So you need like 4 hours to go up to Mexico City. How about the sea? Like Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean is the same. Can you share the map again?
Yeah, gonna share
Because
again.
I think they are really in the center of the country.
Yeah.
So you can go either east or west to the other part.
Yes,
They have two different oceans, right?
you see right there. Yes, right there. On the screen to your right, that would be the Atlantic Sea
Yeah.
and the ocean, and to the left where it says Puerto Vallarta, that's the Pacific. That's the closest one to us. Because actually you can go to the east, to where the Gulf of Mexico is, the Atlantic Ocean, but the beaches aren't that nice there. I don't know, because it's more industrious, and so there are more polluted and everything. But right here you have Puerto Vallarta, which is like 6 hours away from Guanajuato. And I don't
Puerto?
see the map. Oh yeah, it's down here next to Guerrero, where it says it's Lázaro Cárdenas, and a little bit lower from there it's Iguatanejo. I think Iguatanejo is like 4 hours away from here. I have to be honest with you, never been to Iguatanejo.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because you need to drive, and I don't know why, but the hotels are more expensive there.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go to Cancun or to Puerto Vallarta than Cihuatanejo.
Because I've been to Puerto Vallarta, I've been to Mazatlan, and they're beautiful, expensive places indeed. So it's like 4 hours for you to go to this
from
to the east.
Cihuatanejo, yes. And
To the
I think
west then.
Puerto Vallarta, it used to be like 9 hours, but then a friend, precisely yesterday, he told me that they built like a new highway that was open like I think like a month ago. Now to get to Puerto Vallarta is like 5 hours. So that would be good. That would be good for me, because sometimes I don't like driving, and sometimes we'd rather go to Cancun, which is in Quintana Roo.
Yeah,
in
the east coast here, or is the Gulf of Mexico here in the east coast, we cannot find beaches, good beaches here, because it's like, as you said, it's like an industrial park.
Yeah, and the beaches are like very rocky, and
rocky.
yes, and let me tell you something, guys. Like, I always heard about the Caribbean, and my first time that I went to the Caribbean was in Puerto Rico. And I was like, wow, this is the Caribbean. I mean, there's nothing like, I mean, it is nice and everything, but I think Acapulco is nicer. And then when I went to Cancun, I was like, wow, what a big difference. And then when you go to Puerto Vallarta, don't get me wrong, Puerto Vallarta is very, very nice, but the sand is a lot darker.
Yeah.
In Cancun is like, I don't know, like a powder dust. I don't know. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, honestly. Yes,
I
right
think
there.
that the beaches on the Pacific Ocean, they're darker and colder. That's my opinion. Like,
No, yes, and actually you're right, because if you go to the north to Mazatlan, that's a little bit colder.
yeah,
If you go a little bit upper, Cabo San Lucas and those places where the whales are, definitely it's colder. I never been there, and that's one of the places
I was there. That's why I'm telling you. That's how it felt as well.
And I heard
Cozumel,
that's
I was there as
beautiful.
well in Cozumel, and it was like Cancun, very beautiful and warmer, white beaches, really beautiful.
Yes, actually, you can take a ferry from Cozumel. I mean, from Cancun to Cozumel, and I've never taken that ferry. Actually, my wife and my son just came back from Playa del Carmen, which is very close to Cancun.
To Cancun, yes. You saw those cruises there at the news, so I used to work on one of those. That's why I visit all these places, right?
Oh, yeah, you used to work in a cruise, right, Simone?
Yes, that's why I visit all these beautiful beaches and lovely Mexico. Yes, beautiful.
Yeah. So that's very nice. Yes, talking about beach, we have like and I'm pretty sure there are some virgin island and some virgin beaches that I haven't visited, but I heard that they are just beautiful. Like on Oaxaca, that's another very touristic place, but it's like if you live in another country. I mean, you as Brazil, Venezuela, Mexico is so big, and we have like a different cultures within the country. Like in the south, the food from the south is so different from the food from the north and in the middle. And then in Oaxaca, it's like if you were in another country. Literally, yes, it's beautiful too. Yes, you're right there in Oaxaca. Yes,
It's more
it's
a
kind of.
cultural city.
Oh, okay. Never been there actually. To be honest with you, it's one of the places that I
He's
really wanna
also
go.
learning about his country. I mean, I think one question that we could ask that just for us as Brazilian to have an idea, like Brazil, it's a huge country and it's divided in 5 zones, right, guys? 5. I mean, you have Brazil, the
Four
capital.
time zones. Yeah, 4.
Yeah. So would you say that about Mexico as well? You have like the north and south, but you have like regions, like different regions, and you can say that the culture is very diverse when you
Yes.
divide it.
I guess that you can divide it like where I live, it's called El Bajío, and then you can call it the north part and then the southern part. Yes, like politically speaking, we have, I don't know, because it changed a little bit now. Because Mexico City used to be like the capital, and now that it's considered like a state, I don't know. We have like 31 or 32 states. I'm not sure right now.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, yes. That's a lot, yes.
Oscar, I would like to ask about a holiday that we have here in Brazil on November 2nd. We celebrate All Souls Day. I think in Mexico, you guys celebrate in 2 days, the 1st and the 2nd of November, Dia de los Muertos. The first day you celebrate like the Dia de los Angelitos, to celebrate those niños who passed away, the children. And the other day on November 2nd, you celebrate like the others who passed away. Here in Brazil, we have this tradition to go to the cemetery to light candles and to visit the loved ones that passed away. And also, I don't know about if you guys knew that, but in my city, we have this tradition to those who go to the cemetery. It's watermelon season here in my region. So there is these watermelon trucks and people, everyone who goes to the cemetery comes back with a watermelon. It's really interesting here. And he explained to us about the celebration of Dia de los Muertos and what the people usually do on this day, and if it is a holiday or not in Mexico.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a very important holiday here in Mexico. And as you said, Mexican believe that we are I mean, most Mexican believe that we are the only country that celebrates that. But I mean, clearly that it's incorrect, right? Yeah, but what people do right here in their houses, they'll be like a shrine, like I don't know how to call like an altar, yes, and then they put like the drinks and the food that the dead people like when they were alive, because they believe that they are gonna visit us. And now it's very Americanized right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then now we celebrate like Halloween. Yes, and those called are las Catrinas. That's what they are called. And we also have candy. There is like a candy, like a skull made of sugar that you can eat. Right there is that is like an altar. Yes, like a shrine,
Mhm.
something like that. Yes. And there is like this little this little place, not too far from us, that it's called Michoacan, and it's a city that is called Pátzcuaro. And I believe, where the candles are lit, I believe that it's Pátzcuaro. And they say, I don't know, because there are like some very luxury hotels, very expensive. And I heard that some people even pay 100,000 pesos for one night to be there.
No way.
So
How much is that in American dollars?
I would say like $50,000. No, $5,000
Oh,
per night.
okay. It's still a lot for one night.
It's still a lot for one night. Yes. And they're singing all day long. I mean, it's very loud. It's very noisy, to be honest with it. I mean, to me, it is nice at one point, but then I am like, you know what? I had enough. Maybe for you Brazilians, because you like to party, maybe that would be nothing for you guys.
But people go to the cemetery during the night or just during the day?
No, during the day. During the
During
day.
the day.
Yes, yes, yes. And actually, that's, I don't know, that's like that's called calabaza, like a pumpkin season right here in Mexico, you know. So they carve pumpkins and everything. I guess similar to USA. But as I told you, now with Halloween, all the traditions are changing a little
Yeah.
bit. Like before, we used to ask for calaverita. Can you give me my, I mean, when you were a child, you just went out to the streets and asked for the calaverita, and people will give you money. Now they go to your house and they go like, queremos Halloween, dulce dinero travesura, you know, like a can money or trick and money. I don't know how you call it in English. But you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about, right?
trick or treat, treat or trick. They
Yeah,
do
treat
it,
or trick. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
but
Pumpkins in Mexico.
they added in Mexico, they added money because that doesn't exist here in Belgium or in the Netherlands. When we celebrate Halloween, no children ask for money.
Yeah.
So is
I
that
know. That's kind of sad, right? That's what it is, right?
welcome to Mexico, let's say.
Pumpkin in Mexico in watermelon in Pacaembu.
Yeah, that's very similar. And yes, and you were asking me, also about other holidays, I guess. We celebrate like Cinco de Mayo, but for some reason, Cinco de Mayo is celebrated in USA too. It's like St. Patrick's Day, and they believe that
St.
it's our
Patrick's Day.
Independence Day, and it was actually a word that we have with French people. Yes, that's called it Cinco de Mayo. Yeah,
The French.
yeah. We had a war, I don't know, many years ago with the French people. And I think, I don't know how it started, but basically we beat them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A
So
little
that's,
war with the French.
yeah. And actually, we don't celebrate that. I mean, it's like a holiday. You don't go to school or you don't work on that day, but it's not like big celebration that you party or you cook something
Yeah.
special. It isn't. But in USA, if you go, Cinco de Mayo is like a big day for there. And so all the Mexican bars and Mexican restaurant will be packed. Like St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have St. Patrick's Day in Brazil. I'm pretty
No,
sure
we
that you
don't.
guys do. You guys don't celebrate that? Oh, because here in Mexico
No.
now they are celebrating that. Yeah. It was, I don't know, it was like a Irish saint or something to do with the snakes. I don't know. He hypnotized the snakes. So I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's basically yes. Interesting, right? Mhm.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I have another question. When we talk about the like indigenous people, right?
Yeah.
How are they integrated in the population at the moment? How many percentage you think they still are? And how mixed are the Mexicans now? Because I believe that Brazil is one of the most mixed countries in the world. However, other countries in Latin America, they are not that mixed, I would say. Like in Mexico, okay, I just visited touristic places, let's say, but are there like lots of colored people in Mexico, and do they do they have like mixed marriages?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Okay. Any other country here in Latin America, it's like we're mixed, right? With the Spanish and people from Mexico, indigenous people, as you call it. I will say like probably the minority is the white people. Like white people that look European for some reason. Probably they come from Spanish, Italian people, or even some European people. I would say it's like 15-10%. And then the most of the country is mixed. But you can see that they have like, I mean, you cannot see that they have a Spanish blood or something, because if you look at them, if you see them, you will know right away that they're Mexican, but they are mixed, right? And then I will say like probably like a less percentage will be like 100% like a Mexican native people. And how do they mix? Probably it's very similar to Brazil. I don't know. I've never been to Brazil, but that's what I guess. Like white people are the richest people in the country, and the indigenous people people are the people with less privileges, and I don't know, and then the rest of the population. And actually there is like a movement here in Mexico, thanks to this president that we have right now. It's very political. So we have a term that it's called whitezican, basically a Mexican who is white. And I don't know if the country is divided or they live on their own world. They believe that everything is perfect. Just because they have money, they believe that everyone has money or something. So it's kind of complicated. It's kind of interesting.
Controversial things.
Yes, I don't know if
Yeah.
that happens in Venezuela or not, because for instance, in Argentina, I think that the indigenous people in Argentina were killed.
Yes.
I don't know, probably similar to Colombia. I don't know. To be honest with you, maybe we have more indigenous people than Venezuela and Colombia, probably.
Yes. Yes.
So like
Yes.
the Mascas, how do you call it? Mayas, the Mayas, right?
The Mayans, yes.
But do you still have lots of Mayans in Mexico City in this area? Or like we were talking to someone from Peru a couple of weeks ago, and we learned that there are more than Incas in their region. Because like at least for me, I hear Peru, I think about Incas and that's it. But in Mexico, I know about the Aztecas and Mayas from back in the days. Are they the only ones, or there were more indigenous population? They were very like civilized, huge in that area, which is now called Mexico.
Oh no, I mean we have like so many, like unbelievable. I don't even know how many. Like in the south are the Mayas, and then we have Olmecas, Toltecas, Chichimecas, Aztecas, Teotihuacanos, Corales. We have so many, and I mean, I don't even know how to tell you and how they are divided by region. But in the north they are like Yaquis, Ranuris, and then in the middle like Olmecas, Totonecas, the Aztecs, Teotihuacanos, and then in the south probably the Mayans, which are the most known, yes. And actually they abandoned the cities. I don't know what happened to the, yes, but I guess if you go to Yucatan area, Quintana Roo area, where the Cancun is, Playa del Carmel, Cozumel, yes, you will see the servers and most of the people who work there, they are Mayans, I believe.
Yeah, I've been there, and they are a short people, like on meter 60 centimeter. It's short people. They are not so tall. You can tell just looking at them.
Where were you at the news? So which city?
Cancun, and
Oh, yeah,
people, the people there, the indigenous people there, it's come from the Mayan. And if you go to like in Mexico City, there the city was founded. The group of people, the indigenous people there, they are Aztecas. They are not Maya. Maya is the Yucatan Peninsula.
Okay.
Yeah, they are tall. Oscar, I have a question. I'm curious because when I was in Cancun, I was on a bus, and then this guy was saying basura, basura, and then I I say, oh, he's saying broom, because in Brazil broom is vassoura, but some people say basura. Okay, some people don't say vassoura, they say basura, and then I thought, oh, he's saying basura like it's a broom, but it is basura. In fact, is trash. Okay, but how can we say broom in Spanish? I don't know, man. It's really funny. Basura,
Escoba.
basura. Escoba.
Yes, escoba, that's a broom, yes. And basura is
This is funny.
and it's probably because of the accents, like if you go to the south. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you this, Simone. Let me just answer you this, okay? So it was the accents, like basura and basura, like the people from Yucatan will talk like this, mare, pero tráeme, ¿quieres un vaso de agua? Something like that. That would be their accent, and my accent would be like, ¿quieres un vaso de agua? Oh my God, I sound very elegant. Yeah, it's something, yes. And Simone, we also have Black people here in Mexico.
Yes, that was that was also my question, but like, where are they? Are they mixed already, like the Brazilians? Did they mix it up,
Yes,
or yeah?
they are kind of mixed right now, yes, but they have their own communities, and you find people like pretty much on the coast, like Veracruz, Tamaulipas, Tampico, and then Guerrero. Yes, you will see Black people, and even though they don't look like black, you will see that they are mixed. Yes,
They're
you
mixed,
see like
yeah.
they have like black blood in them. Yes, black blood in them.
Okay, and going back to the news, so it's really funny because now Maria is living in Brazil, so she knows these words because, like, for me, I've been speaking Spanish for so long that I don't recognize anymore what is what, so I just speak it and I don't have to think about it. However, now for Maria, I'm pretty sure, like, when she arrived in Brazil, there were some words that she didn't know, but she thought, oh yes, I speak Spanish, I can understand everything. So she goes, we call it portuñol, you know, like
Yes.
they think they know Spanish, but they just, you know, they're just speaking Portuguese and trying to, you know, get along with. And then
For
it
me,
goes
it's
to,
very funny this
and
because
it goes to the news. So you see, like basura, he doesn't know the meaning, but he goes, oh, it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like vassoura. Maria,
So,
have you ever heard someone say instead of vassoura saying vassoura in Brazil?
yes, many times. Oh my
Yeah.
God, many times. For me, it's funny, people, because I speak Spanish every day. I am a Spanish teacher here in Brazil, but for me, it's very funny because the Venezuela word is not a Spanish word. It's Venezuela word specific for the translation to Brazil word. It's very funny because it's the wrong word, people. Is así is. Oh my God, it's funny porque it's the oh I can explain where like oh my God. For Brasileiro, bate-papo is conversation, but but for Latin it's not that. People,
I
it's
think
not
that
that.
for Oscar, it's a little bit difficult, that one. Adenilson, can you explain him? I think for me, it's also difficult to explain him. It's like sometimes you cannot translate exactly the way it is, but now that Maria is living in Brazil, she understands how Brazilians think and how they do things and how to put into words. Like you cannot translate it, like bate-papo. There you go. There's a good one that you cannot. You would
It's
not
like a slang.
understand,
It's a
Oscar.
slang, Brazilian slang.
I have no
Bate-papo, it's
idea
a
what you guys
Brazilian
are
slang.
talking about. Yeah.
Bate-papo,
It-
it is a Brazilian slang, which means like having a conversation, you know?
yes, if for us is no, it's not correct because it's the one part and the woman body.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know which part it is. I don't know which
I
part it
don't
is,
know,
Maria.
folks. Please no, please no, please no.
Oh, really?
Please.
And then I see another guy, Felipe. You haven't talked about. But let me before we continue. I used to have a friend from Sao Paulo. I believe that she lived in this neighborhood close to the Sao Paulo Stadium, Morumbi. That was called
Yeah.
the neighborhood. Okay, so in Mexico we call it perros calientes, and in USA you call them hot dogs. And she used to tell me the name Hochidochis or something like that in
See?
Portuguese. And it was so funny. What's your name? Hochidochis or what? How you say it?
Dachi.
Yeah, that's hot dog in Brazilian. Yeah, hot
Hochidochi.
dog.
Oh,
Hot
it's
doggy.
I know. I learned in Brazil is English and English for Brazil. It's different.
Yeah.
Their pronunciation is just amazing, amazing. Like Facebook, they call it Facebooky.
Facebooky.
Yeah, Facebook.
There's so many, so many, so many.
Oh,
Oscar,
very
I have a question actually. Can you tell us how it was for you at first to move from Mexico going to the USA? It was a dream or it was something that you really wanted to? And after spending 10 long years there, you started life with your wife. I know you didn't have your son there, but how it was to go back to Mexico and do the switch, the back to Mexican society. Can you please tell us this experience? And
Oh,
please
yeah.
try to deliberate, try to tell us a little bit with details, because some of the guys here, like Maria, she lives abroad, I live abroad. Some of the guys here, like Philip, he'd like to go abroad. So we are recording this as something that it's really personal, I understand. However, it's very important for us with English Brazil.
Oh, okay. So first of all, where I come from, it used to be like a very, the weather was pretty nice, probably 28, 30. And then when I arrived to Chicago, it was almost December. So it was the first time for me to see the snow. And it was shocking, and it was very beautiful. And then you see it and it's beautiful. And then after a couple of years, all the snow gets dirty and it looks black and it doesn't look nice anymore. Okay. And then, so I had the fortune to arrive with my family. I lived with my brother for a little bit, so it wasn't that hard for me. But yes, the way the American people are, it is a lot different. Like, for instance, I'm going to give you one example. Now it's a little bit different to here in Mexico. But if you wanted to visit somebody, an American friend in USA, you have to tell him in advance, I'm gonna go to your house and blah blah blah. And it was bad education if you just arrive there without telling him. So that was shocking for me because in Mexico we aren't like that. In Mexico we are warmer, and they are so cold. They are nice. They are very nice, but that they are very cold. And I remember one day I was working, because I arrived on December, so probably it was like 4 months of cold weather, probably. And then I believe by April, one day in May or something, it started to be beautiful, a little bit warmer and everything. And I was like, oh my God, it's so nice. Finally, I'm gonna go out. And then I realized that I didn't have any friends there. My brother was married, he was living with his wife. He had like a married life already, and I was, oh my God, I have nobody here. And from happiness to sadness right away, because I didn't have anybody to hang out with. And then little by little I started making friends, and pretty much I have many American friends which were very very nice to me. But basically I hung out with Latin people. I hung out with some Brazilians. I hung out with Venezuelan people, other Mexican people. Yeah. And what I really like about USA is that they are very educated. No, like a table manners, no with people, because I think in Mexico we are more educated. How can you say? I don't know. That's the word in English, like a civil education. In Spanish, we call it educación cívica. Let me give you an example. If you need to stop on the street because you are driving and there is a stop sign, in Mexico, we don't stop. We just look at both places and we go. In USA, you have to stop at least for 3 seconds and then you go. Another example that I can give you. In USA, the parking spots for handicapped people are very respected. Yes, you will go to a parking lot and nobody will park there because they are for handicapped people. In Mexico, nobody cares. So that's one of the things that I struggled with when I came back to Mexico. It was with that education that people in America, probably in Europe, but are very, very civilized. Yes, they are very respectful to other people's rights. in Mexico, sometimes we are very selfish. So to me, it was the biggest transition to come back from the USA to Mexico. And another difficult thing that happened to me here, I don't know, guys, if that happens to you in Brazil or in Venezuela, like we have the tendency to show off, to brag about things that we don't have, like to have like a false status that we don't have. Like in reality, you don't have any money, but you are trying to show that you have a lot of money. So to me, that was very, very hard too, because I believe that I'm a very honest guy, a very genuine guy. And now, of course, I got used to it now. And to be honest with you, I don't go out with friends anymore because of my family. So basically, I have my own life, but basically that was the hardest part for me when I came to from USA to Mexico. It was very difficult, and also that everything is so expensive here. The thing is that in USA you earn dollars and you spend in dollars. But to give you an example, probably the cable, the TV, we pay the same money. Like a cellular service, like a mobile services, we pay a lot of money. Electricity, gasoline is very expensive here in Mexico. So talking about the way that I think that I have a very, very decent life here in Mexico, that I won't go back to USA. Yeah, so basically, I don't know if I answered your question, Simone, or you wanted more details, or I don't know.
No, I think it was pretty much point on, because everybody has their own experiences. I'm pretty sure if I ask Tere about that, his wife, maybe she would say something different. And that's your perspective. That's how you experience that, and it's very good the way you put it on to us. Very good.
Just to point out, Oscar, when I went to United States, another thing that I observed is the respect to a school bus. When you're getting close to a school bus, you need to stop to see all the traffic, the students coming out the bus, and to respect that. Another point that I think it is really interesting that we don't have here in Brazil.
Yeah, and now I remember something. You know that in USA the drinking age is 21, right? So I remember when I arrived to USA, I remember having this girlfriend that she was underage. She was like 20 or something. And I asked her, "Hey, do you want a beer?" And she goes, "No, I cannot have a beer because I am underage." And I go, "Don't worry, I ask I'll go to the bar and I'll bring you the beer." And she was, "No, I am underage, so I cannot do it." And in Mexico, obviously,
This
that
is
wouldn't
not
happen.
only Mexico, this is only Latin America.
Yeah, it's something that I really admire. I never really in Europe, but it's one thing that I really admire about Europeans and and American people, and probably Canada too. I don't know.
What is the minimum age, Simone, in Belgium to drink
18.
alcoholic? 18?
And they also respect that. They are very afraid to break the laws because they're very strict. What Oscar was mentioning about handicapped spots, parking spots is pretty much the same here. No one will ever park there if they are not allowed to. So also when it comes to spotlights, you have to wait until it's green. Even if you have to wait 2 minutes and there's nobody coming, you cannot just cross. You can just, oh, let's look to the left, let's look to the right. Oh, no one? I'm gonna drive. No, you get fined, or there's a camera, or you're unlucky that someone saw it and maybe they're gonna report you. So nobody dares, everybody respects it. I think like the way Oscar was putting it, sometimes it's difficult to hear that word like civilized, but that's the reality. Like they're really strict, like they're really respectful, and there's something that is still lacking in Latin America. This like, I think that one of the reasons why people, as Oscar mentioned, they're very selfish, or it seems like they don't care about others people struggle or this need, let's say, is because most of people who live in these countries, they are always in survivor mode. They have to take care of their own because otherwise they're not gonna survive. So they're still like trying their best to go back and forth, to go to work and to do their things, and then they have to take care of this. There's so much going on in their minds that they have no other option, it seems. Maybe I'm not right about what I'm saying, but that's how I feel. Like you guys are so much busier than the way we are here, you see? Like if you have to worry, like Oscar just mentioned, in his city, it's very famous for being dangerous. So I can pretty much imagine if you're gonna park the car, you're gonna say, oh, is someone coming? How about my cell phone? How about my wallet? Or all
Always
these
worried.
things
Yes.
that you are always worried about. There's
Mhm.
something that I don't experience on my daily life. I'm not worried about that. If I forget this or if I drop that, or there's something that doesn't even cross my mind, you see? Like sometimes when I'm in São Paulo visiting and there's a bus coming or there's a car, sometimes I get scared because they're not going to stop for me. And then people are deciding, what are you doing? Be careful. I say, oh, because here, if I do like, and
Yes.
everybody stopped for me, and you know what I mean? Like in Brazil, if they would do that, I would feel like a princess because they did not do that. So sometimes it's very difficult for me being there because there's so many differences. And when it comes to that, that's how I feel like they're so much worried and busy in their own minds that they don't have time to think about others. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna park here, it's quick, and then I have to do this, I'm gonna have to do that, and then I go. So they're always on the move, and that's why they end up not
Yeah.
worrying or caring about it.
Sorry.
Maria, go ahead, Maria.
I like the priority for the Latin America people is not the priority by Europe people or American people, because this right, yes, about okay, Oscar explained, okay, Simone explained, is true, it's because it's time, if the mood is to survive is very strong. For me, the Venezuela is the same. The Brazil, for me, the same. Venezuela and Brazil is the same way. It's not the same way about any things, but the people think is the same way. The Brazil is what is the priority? What is the danger in the street? Is the same danger in the street in Venezuela. But I know Spain, oh my God, it's all right. In the sea, the people, as you cross the street, the people stop. It's correct, it's a stop. But in America, in Latin America, is okay. It's okay. You you walk most fast. It cross to the street. It's more time. Então, the purity is different.
Yes, exactly. They have other priorities, and that makes that makes difference. It's a huge difference on how the brain works in these countries. That's for sure.
Simone, I would like to ask a last question, but before, Marcela and Felipe, do you have more questions, please?
No.
Felipe,
Adenilson,
you didn't ask.
No, I'm okay. I'm just listening. All right.
Okay, guys, I don't know Maria probably, but Marcela, Felipe, Simone, I don't know. Have you guys tried a smoothie like a drink made of avocado here in Brazil, like avocado with
Yes.
sugar?
I love
Of course.
avocado, I don't know, but yes, I love Adenilson.
So
So
avocado
good.
in Brazil, we have this we have this tendency to eat avocado with sugar. And I was talking with a woman from from England, and she was really surprised when she
Yeah.
found that we eat avocado with sugar. How about in Mexico, Oscar? Do you eat avocado with sugar or not? Just some.
No, actually,
Oh,
we,
guacamole. You don't know guacamole? Come on.
Yeah,
no, yeah. I mean, we eat a lot of avocado here, but not with sugar. Yes, I heard that in Brazil you have the avocado shakes. But I just found I just found a new restaurant, and they have something that they call avocado toast. And for me, that's brand new. I'm gonna give you the recipe, okay? And that's pretty good. I'm pretty sure you will like it. Basically, that's a toast, yes, and you cover it with layers of avocado, yes, and you call it with a requesón. Requesón is something like a Philadelphia cheese or something like that, yes,
Yeah, we have
and
that in
then
Brazil as well.
you put a little bit of bacon, and then you cover it with honey.
Oh,
So
honey.
Oh,
it's salty, it's beautiful. You need to try it. And that's brand new to me. I don't know that if those guys went to a different country or they experimented with the flavors or something, but that's really good. But usually no, we don't eat avocado with sweet. Yes, you basically with the tacos, with the carne asada, or with everything. Yes.
we
But
have
yes.
this smoothie, and also I squeeze a lemon with avocado, and I eat with sugar, just
Oh,
straight
okay.
from the fruit, with
But
a
I
spoon.
do you know what I think? I think that's a different variety of avocado. I don't know if
Mm,
that's similar or
yeah,
that's different.
probably.
Right? Because in Mexico we have like a two kinds of avocado with the peeling very very thick, and another one with the peeling very very
Mhm.
thin. Probably that's the one that you guys have in Brazil. I don't know. And you know what? I'm sorry, guys, but let me go back a little bit if that's okay with you guys. That we were talking about cultural stuff and everything, and our education, that we are not very civilized in Mexico or whatever. And I think that the big difference is not the people. The big difference is the police or the fines that you get. Let me give you an
Mhm.
example. I know that in Germany they cannot drink and drive. That's impossible, almost like in USA or probably Belgium or something.
Mhm.
But here in my city, that's very industrial city too, and we have some German people here. And you know what they do when they finish working? They go and they stop in a grocery store and they will buy beer and they will go back to their houses drinking. Something that they will never do in
At
Germany.
home.
Yes, and they'll do it here because they know that if somebody stop them, they
No
can,
problem.
yes, they can bribe the police officer, and that's it. You know what I mean? So the difference is not the people. I guess the difference is the law or the
Yeah.
government. I don't know what the difference is. Yes,
I think
I
they
just
feel
wanted
the
to add that. It
freedom.
was
They
very
feel
interesting.
so free. Yeah, the Germans, they love Mexico because they're so free. They can just do whatever. They will not get punished. Yeah,
Yeah,
there are good sides. There are good sides for that. Yeah.
and actually because of that, because of the industries that we have, actually it's pretty much like a car making industry here. We have right now we have so many Japanese people, Chinese people, German people, obviously American people, and then you will see like people from all over the world that they can work for the companies, probably in construction, where they are building the warehouses, the factories, or whatever. Yeah, that's really interesting. And because of that, Irapuato got so expensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adenilson was also mentioned something about Los Tres Amigos. So did you read that in Spanish or what is that
No,
about?
no, I used to read it in the newspaper, these characters in newspaper. First time I saw guacamole, I had no idea what guacamole was. So there is this food that they used to eat, and I tried, and there was one day that there was this barbecue at home, so I tried. So let's cook in guacamole. So I got the recipe and I did it. It really tasteful, by the way. Really
How long
tasteful
ago
with
was that? How long
oh
ago?
almost 30 years ago. Long time ago.
I
Oh,
think
really?
I don't know if that's what you're
Yeah,
talking about, I mean, but I think that Three Amigos is like a movie, like a Disney movie, and
Oh,
basically they talk
is
about
it?
Mexico, and there are three characters. I don't know. I
here in
remember
Brazil
seeing
we
that
have
movie.
a cartoonist. The cartoonist Glauco and they they had this part in the newspaper. It was a cartoon.
Okay, that's interesting. You know what? I don't know if that's possible, Simone, but my son helped me to make this presentation, and he's really wanna say something to you guys. I don't know. Is that possible?
Of
Yeah?
course, he's
Go
more than
ahead, Oscar.
welcome.
Yes.
Those tres amigos were
Okay, talk to
were
them.
a,
That's my son, actually.
were a parrot, one of those large ones with the very thick beaks, and there was also a chicken. And I believe I saw Donald Duck in the movie too, because I've seen it when it was available in Netflix.
Okay, nice to meet you. You're so lovely. Look at the look at the hair. Oh my gosh. Is Tere there as well?
I think she's downstairs, but she's not like
Oh, I'd love to
presentable yet
see
right now.
her. She's so shy. Just tell her that I really missed her. We're gonna wrap it up this session. Oscar, next time you come back, go ahead, Atilson.
Could you please turn on the camera, Felipe and Maria, so I can take a picture, a screenshot, if it is possible for you guys, so I can take a screenshot before
Oh, there
we
you
finished.
go. I think
Maria?
Maria is having some problem with her camera.
Okay, let take a screenshot, guys. Okay, great.
All right. So Oscar, please come back another time and share with us your presentation. You see, one time flies by. Next time, we're going to try to get more students, more people to join you. It's pretty clear that you are a teacher because you're so in the ease and you're just in the comfort zone and your English is amazing. Exactly as it used to be, but it's better. But it was really nice to have you here just to share your experience with us and also about your country. So we hope to see you again.
Yes.
Let's not wait. Like he was one of the first person that I mentioned my program that I just started with English Brazil, and he was amazed. He was like, oh yes, let's do it, let's do it. But then we are almost 5 months ahead. And you were able just now. You see, it's very difficult to get a hold of you. So I just hope that next time you come back, it's not going to take another 5 months for me to book you. So thank you so much.
No, to me it was a blast. I had so much fun, really, like sharing my experience, and I got to know you a little bit, and I knowing a little bit about Brazil, about Venezuela, and it was a blast. And I really miss this part from being in USA to interact with other people from other countries with different mentality and everything. Yes, that was very good. It was a blast. Yes, and for sure you will see me again.
That's great to
for
hear.
sure.
If Marcela has like a couple of minutes, I'd like her to introduce herself a little bit, because she's going to be having and holding her own session next week. Is this week already, Marcela? I think so, right? So please try to get some, like Maria joining us, even Oscar. I'll be there. So maybe you can try to tell a little bit about you. It's a peek, how do you call it? Snapchat or something like that. Yeah, little spoiler so that we can start with you next time.
Yes, thank you so much for the time, the space. So I'm Marcela. I live in Campinas, São Paulo. I'm Brazilian, of course. I'm a psychologist and a human resources professional. I'm working in a IT and educational company right now. And I have a son, 4 years old son. It's so special. It's my life, you know. I'm married. And I hope to see you guys in my section. It will be a pleasure to talk to you, to respond some questions, and mostly to improve my English, because that's what I'm searching and that's my goal, you know, get my English advanced, to get more better opportunities in my personal life and professional life. So thank you so much.
Great.
Oh, that was
Great.
amazing. That was amazing.
You rock. You
Thanks
rock,
to
Marcel. You rock.
Thanks to all. Thanks
that was
to
great.
Simone or thanks to Simone and Vanderlei. Vanderlei are helping me a lot, and Bruce as well. So all of you guys with English community, you know, that's amazing to be a part. You're so, you know, you are so, how can I say, Simone, acolhedores, you know?
Yeah,
You're
we are
so
warm and yeah, you feel
warm
close with us.
because
It's
you are
cozy.
improving myself.
Yeah, it's a
uh,
welcoming community, let's say. So
Yes.
Oscar, if you have the time, I'll let you know when Marcela is going to be holding her own session at the news. So please try to be there.
Okay.
I know you're also a busy guy. Maria, it was your first time. Please
Yeah, thanks
feel
for
welcome. We'll also be holding a session with you as well, and then Philippe as well. So thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you,
all-
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Oscar,
guys.
Bye.
Marcela,
Thank
Felipe,
you
Maria
so
José,
much.
Simone.
Guys.
See you guys. Have a
Ciao.
great
Bye,
week.
guys.
Bye
See
bye.
you. Thank you
See
so
See
much.
you.